Hi everyone. I hope you all. Okay, so today we'll be starting with NumPy library, guys, a basic visualization library. So we'll be having the overview of this particular library, and then we'll start with the next topic in coming session. Because this visualization will come every time when we start with the machine learning, but we'll walk you through the different graphs using this particular library. Okay, so let me just open the Jupyter notebook.
Before also we learn NumPy library, correct?
Yeah, NumPy we finished, Pandas also we have finished.
So what is different? Today's learn last NumPy
It's
class.
it's not a NumPy, it's a Matplotlib. Sorry.
Okay, my fault.
Yeah,
Also, I have some doubt in NumPy assignment. Then you can suggest when you can solve before or after class
yeah.
session.
After class we can just have a look on that.
Okay.
Everyone, please open Jupyter notebook and
Yeah, it's okay.
install Matplotlib. Okay, install Matplotlib. Okay, so while it will start, okay, let me just introduce this particular library. It's a popular plotting library in Python. It allows us to create a wide range of visualization from simple line chart to complex heat maps, or maybe we can generate the 3D plots as well. Okay, so this is very simple library, guys, but very powerful. Definitely, instead of seeing these numbers everywhere, we can just visualize that, and we will come up with the proper insights, right? So at the end, if we talk about data science, machine learning, before going ahead and build the model, we need to visualize that, and that is what we call it as exploratory data analysis. In that we'll be talking about how the data looks like, right? Whether or if we plot the line plot, then what are the different insights we'll get. Okay, if it is histogram, then what will be there, right? There are different types of graphs, guys, that we are going to learn, right? And then maybe we'll be using that during solving any data science problem or machine learning problem. Okay, so to install this particular matplotlib library, go ahead and write down pip install matplotlib. So let me just share my screen quickly, and then just let me know once you can see my screen. Yeah, is it a notebook, guys? You can see.
Yes. Also, there are another command for update the lab application.
Which application?
It means library like pip install matplotlib is the it install basic, but they are another command for update version.
No, whenever you are trying, every time it will pick the updated version
Let
only.
okay latest version.
Yeah, we don't have
Okay.
to. We have to update the pip. Okay, pip upgrade again. python minus mpip upgrade kind of command is there, we don't have to write that upgrade command for other libraries. pip itself is the storage, okay, for all other libraries. So we can
Okay.
just go ahead and just write down this explanatory sign pip install matplotlib and just execute it. Okay, now so we need to import this matplotlib library once we install it. So you can see requirement is already satisfied. That means my machine is already having that. Okay, now let's go ahead and import that. This is the way, guys, we are going to import matplotlib. Okay, for import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, this is what the way we actually plot import this particular library. Now onwards we will be using plt, okay, to just uh, draw the graph, right? So let's go ahead and import it. Once you import it, now let's go ahead and uh, create some data, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down this. So from numpy library we'll be creating. So what is the use of linspace, guys, function? Do you know what is linspace is? Do you know what this linspace is doing?
So it has the number from 0 to 100.
So it will create the 100 numbers, and
With
that
the line space
numbers
of
will
10
be between
here.
0 and 10. Okay, this is the range, and in between, like, it will create the 100 numbers. Okay, that will be our x. Then all whatever the numbers this x is having, we are taking the sign of every number, and that will be stored in a y. So on x axis there will be a normal numbers, on y axis there will be a sign of all these normal numbers, right? This is what x and y we are having. Now let's go ahead and plot it. So to just plot the graph, guys, we are having simple plot function. Can you see plt dot plot in bracket x axis, y axis? Okay, this is actually uh, you know um, we can say bivariate analysis, because we are using two variable here. X is one variable, y is another variable. Variable means column, okay, means the collection of numbers. So x is one variable, y is another variable. Just execute it, you will get the proper graph. Can you see the graph here, guys, on screen? This is, you can see on x axis there is the number between 0 to 10, and on y axis there is sign of that particular 0 to 10. Can you see the
The
screen?
pre-installer, little bit.
And then next is, let us decorate it. Okay, so to
Sir,
decorate
smaller, please. Smaller, please.
okay, you are doing that. Yeah, this is the one, right?
Showing plot is not defined.
Plt dot plot, have you written plt dot plot?
Yes.
So you have to import that first, like plt. Have you executed this one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, go ahead and
No.
execute this again. Okay, again execute this and then execute this.
Hello.
Yes. Yes, tell me.
What is PLT dot plot?
I I also have the same error message that she mentioned. That's what I'm getting as well.
Yeah, plot is not defined.
Yes,
Guys, you have to execute this. Have you written the same thing here? Import
yes,
matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. So have you executed this? Yes, right? And then plt.plot you have to write.
I think you should copy and share in chat for person directly commands.
Okay. Let me just copy that in the chat.
it's working now. It's working now.
Once you install it properly, then there should not be any kind of issue to you. I have shared the code, guys. Please check in the chat. And now you can see the proper graph, right? You can see, but here on x-axis what is there, on y-axis what is there, we don't have any idea, right? So let's add some, labels there on x-axis and y-axis, right? So let's go ahead and customize our graph, right? Let's plot it again with label is x and y label is sin x. And if you just execute it, you will see a nice graph with the proper, label associated with that.
Sir, it's shown X is not defined.
This x, check whether it is capital or small x.
No, sir, above import numpy as empty, X is equal to, yes.
Here it is showing x is not defined.
Yes, sir. Last, the PLT dot
Just,
plot,
just,
X.
yeah,
Yeah,
just check this x and this x is same.
same.
Means small and capital will not
Yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah. It's small, sir.
Yeah, you execute this first.
Okay.
Step by step, you have to execute this first, then execute this one.
Okay, okay, sir. Now I'm right, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Let us change some other thing here.
There are problem. Not accepting this command showing module matplotlib pyplot has no attribute x label. How?
Just check the spelling of label.
It's similar. Okay, let me restart. Give me a minute. You can start.
Yeah.
Q. But also difficult to understand this graph. Start 0 and minus.
Yeah, this is minus means it's a sign of something, right? We are taking sign of x on y, right? So it's not in our hand, like these minus signs. So always remember sign is wave is always starting from 0, right?
Hmm. It's
Okay,
algebraic.
now yeah, this is just an some signal processing, some algebraic things are there. We are just focusing on how to plot the graph, right? What we are plotting right now, it is not important for us.
Okay.
All right, so instead of this blue, can we have some dotted kind of thing? So you can see here, this is the dot. If you just want to change it to other color, you can just say this thing and you can see B is there. Then R, then I'm not sure what other colors we are having. For example, Y, yellow color will appear here. Okay, you just check the color names. Cyan, for example, C, is it there? Yeah, it's there. Then let's say M is there. Magenta, I think, right? So you can change the color.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. I cannot copy the code you share it.
Okay. Can you say hi in the chat? I'll share in the Q&A. I'll share in the Q&A then.
Okay.
Yeah. So far here, not here, like in the Q&A section.
Okay. Just a minute.
Yeah. Can you now check if you can copy it? I believe now everyone is getting the output.
Sir.
Okay, let me share this code with you so that you can enjoy. Those who want the code, please say hi in the Q&A. Those who are not able to copy and paste from the chat. Ajay, can you check the spelling of label? Monica, can you please mute yourself? Hello. Ajay, please check the spelling of. Monica, can you please mute yourself? Yeah, hello. Ajay, I hope you have received your answer now. Okay, now let's say I am having more plots. Okay, let's have multi plots. Can you see now? This is my axis. Okay, this is y1, this is y2. Okay, so here I am plotting one plot. You can see here x with y1 with red color, dotted red color, and second plot is x with y2. Okay, so we'll be having two plots in the same graph. This is how it works. Just execute this. Once done, please let me know, guys. Okay, now let's understand how to save it. Okay, so we are having this plot, for example. Okay, we have given the name as well. Now let's save it with the help of name. You can give any name, guys. Here I am giving sign.png. Savefig is the function of plot library, matplotlib library, and you can see okay the graph generated. And if you check the uh, this one, your location, you can see sign.png has been created in your location. Okay, this is how you are saving that into the png format. That can be used in the presentation or research paper. Okay,
Sir, please scroll up.
yeah. Okay. Any question, guys, here?
Hey Amit, what does this label sign X does? The fourth line.
This one.
Yeah.
So here, if you see like, the label um,
Okay,
legend,
for
we
the
can say,
legend. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it will create the this particular uh, interactive graph, we can say, right? Or maybe readable graph we can create using this.
Okay.
Okay, then I believe like everyone has saved your graph at your is. Let's save it here as well. I will save it using multi-graph kind of name. I'll give multi-graph, and then the graph will be saved in my machine. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Again, the next one is, let's go
Wait,
ahead.
Amit, please, can you go up? There's something I'm missing.
Yeah, where?
Uh,
Here.
mm, yes. No, no,
Okay.
there's something else down that I'm supposed to execute.
Here. How to save?
Yes. Yeah, how to save. Because mine is not working. I don't know why.
What is the problem? How you are checking whether it is working or not?
Um,
So once you execute this, did you find anything in the output? No, right? This is the only graph you can see, right? But
I can see another graph, but it doesn't have two legs. It doesn't have two curves, rather. I think I probably missed out something. Let me let
so
me
you
see
can,
let me see the first one.
this one
Let me
you
see
can
the
just,
first one, please.
yeah, you just execute this, you will get everything. Okay. In this you can see where we are saving the file. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
We are saving file. Here we are creating the data, right?
Yeah.
Then here we are plotting the data.
Okay. I can see what happened. I placed it in the wrong place. Okay.
Just let me know once you finish. Okay.
Um, Please, can you go to the top? I want to see something. The first import. Okay. Oh, still giving me. Please go down. Go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
What
down.
is the problem you are facing?
It's still giving me an. Can I share my screen? Is there any way I can share my
You
screen for
share
you
you
to?
share your code in the chat, please, quickly.
Okay.
By the way, Amit, line space, how it work in NumPy without graph? Yeah, it's just for graphing.
This is to generate the data only.
For graph, yeah, without graph also it can generate the data.
No, with the graph, we don't have any dependency on graph here. Okay, it's
Okay.
just
I've
an,
sent
it's
I've
just
sent
an,
my
yeah,
code.
I'll check. It just an, create the random numbers, okay,
Okay.
between between the given range. This range is 0 to 10. Now the number will be generated between 0 and 10, okay. That will be the 100 numbers. Okay. So here you have to terminate this. Okay. Complete this code.
Okay. Okay.
You'll get the graph here. Okay. You can have a blue as well. And
Okay.
maybe you are overriding, that's why you can write here y2, right?
Well, is it supposed to just be one curve or two? How do I get it to be two? Like
where,
yours?
where this two graph, right? So here I believe you
Yes.
have written y1. Just check.
Oh, Y1, yeah.
So you are repeating that graph again, right?
Yeah, that's right. Then it has the same color. Where is that? Where have I missed that? Both of them they are both red.
Yeah.
So
So you just check
okay.
here, right? You have written R
B,
here.
yeah, B. Yeah, B. Okay. It's okay now. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
And you can change the name here as well, right? You can have cos something, because this second wave is cosine wave, right? You are having same
Oh
name for a
yeah,
different graph. You copied that, I think.
yes.
That's why this is
Yeah, I copied that. Yeah.
all right. Then how to save it? You have generated the graph, just plt dot save fig, right? You can just give the name here after this show function, and then give any name to this, for example, multi-graph. Okay, dot png. It will
Mm.
convert the graph into png, and you can just go to the location where you have saved that particular file, this Jupyter notebook, and you will find that file there. Okay,
Okay.
it has saved the graph at your location. Okay, the next one is,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and uh, check it out, how we can just mm, let's say how to give the legend. Okay, that we can see. Let's write that. Okay, so let me just bring the code up. Can you see now I have generated the number between 0 to 2. 100 points it will be generated. Now I'm plotting x against x. Okay, that will be the linear. So I'm giving just a legend here, guys. You can just check out. Okay, then I'm plotting x versus x square, x versus x cube, right? And then we are just creating the graph. Can you see now the graphs here? Very simple. The title will give us the title to the graph. You can see simple plot is the title, and the legend will be like this one. Okay, it will just rename or give the name to each and every color here. Okay, so go ahead and just uh, plot this graph.
It look good, but it is very difficult to understand how to make this graph. Plot x dot x. What is x comma x?
So generally how we are plotting the graph, on x-axis there is something, right? On y-axis there is something,
Uh,
right? So always remember, in plot function first is always x. Okay,
okay.
so let's say I am having x on my x-axis. Okay, so whatever x I have generated, so basically the when we plot the graph is not constructed based on the single point, right? We must have multiple points to plot the graph. Are you agree with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, so if I want to plot this, suppose blue line, Okay, so I'm having only 0 0 point, so it's not possible, right? 0 0 means what? It will just represent a dot. Getting it? I want these all multiple points so that I can join it and I can construct the line. So for that we need some points, right? So these points will be like this x. Now x contains how many points? 100 points. Okay, so let us imagine x is your list, and that list contain 100 different points, 100 different values, and that values lies between 0 and 2. Okay, and then we are plotting this these all values of x into x-axis and same points on the y-axis as well. Consider this as a x-axis, this as a y-axis. This is just a matter of, you know, the variable names, nothing else. But this place is of x-axis, this place is of y-axis. Okay, now in this case, first case, our x on x-axis we are plotting all the points of x, and on y-axis as well we are plotting all the points of x only. Understood now?
So
Yes.
what you're saying is it really doesn't matter if we state it as X or Y. It would still be Y-axis. That your point?
Yeah, this is not the x and y kind of, it's a variable. You can have any variable. Let's say now I'm writing here y is equal to, I'm just copying the same thing again, guys. Okay, I'm just copying the same thing. Okay, and then instead of x I will write y, but that does not make sense, right? Both points are same. So why should I create the another variable, right? Instead of
Yeah.
y I can write x only, because x is also having same value. Getting it? So
Yeah.
this will also, this will plot on x axis here, you can see, and this will plot on y axis here. Okay, and
Oh,
then you can
okay.
see will get the blue color line. I hope now you are getting
Um,
the graph.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, please, can you paste this code in the
Yeah,
chat? Is
so
much
let
more
me
easier.
let yeah, let me just you know, remove this two graph and let's plot it. Can you see this straight line, guys? And now you can
Yeah.
see on x-axis same values are there, on y-axis same values are there. Agree? Because you can see this x and y both having what? Same values. Understood now? So instead of writing this y, can I write directly x here? Because both is having what? Same values. You can see the same graph here, right?
Okay,
Okay.
and second, third is
Once,
multiplication only.
yeah, the second, let's talk about second graph now. On x-axis the normal x values are there, you can see normal x values, right? But on y-axis it will be the square of x. That means suppose in x I am having 1 2 3 4, then what will be our y? 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, and 4 square. Are you getting? Let's check that. Can you see now? Here on x-axis all the same values are there, x values. But on y-axis 0 square is 0, right? 0.25 square is 0.5. Okay, 0.50 square is 1. Are you getting it? This way. 1 square is 1. Kind of, you know, the values will be there. 2 square is 4, right? So this is how it works. This may be an interval, guys. Okay, so you can just check 0 1 2 3 and 4 kind of values here. Okay, interval can be anything, but on a y-axis there will be an square of the numbers. Okay, and then again let's plot the third graph. That is on a y-axis there will be what? The cube of the x. Okay, now you can see the third graph, that is green color. It is quite, you know, curve graph. So what you observed, guys, here, what is your observation? Linear, quadratic, and cubic. Can anyone tell me what is your observation?
The increasing of the powers.
Yeah, as we
It's a
increasing
curve.
the, right, as we increasing the polynomial, degree of polynomial, right,
Yeah.
it is, you know, the graph is more smoothen. Are you
Yeah.
agree?
We can say, sir, its growth like exponentially.
Yeah, exactly. So this is very
Yeah.
important concept, guys, because we will be learning, you know, linear regression ahead. And in
Mhm.
linear regression, we'll be having a straight line, right, as a equation. So when we talk about a straight line, then there may be a chances some points are far away from that particular line, and we'll get the huge error in our model. Okay,
Okay.
so in that case, what we can do, we can perform this quadratic, you know, transformation on our data, and then our graph will be pretty much smoothen, so that we will minimize the errors. Okay, our graph will incline towards that points which are far away from, you know, the straight line, so that we can reduce the errors. Okay, so but again, that is you know, when we do more, you know, when we increase the polynomial by one in one step, again by one in the next step, then maybe you know, we are manipulating actually our data. That is not good. At a certain, you know, point, we should stop, you know, increasing the polynomial, so that we'll get the proper model. That we are going to definitely discuss in the linear regression. But try to understand why, when we, you know, increase the polynomial means what? Degree. Like initially it is x, then x square, right, then x cube, then x raised to 4. This is what the degree we are increasing, guys. Okay, and that is again very important in machine learning. So try to understand this. You can see initially there was straight line, right? Now then for square you can see the orange color, and for a cube root you can see more curve graph, right, in the green color. So this is how the transformation works. But by graph itself you can see how smoothen your curve is when we do the quadratic cubic transformation, right? All right. I believe now everyone
Please,
has.
yeah, please copy the code
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
Yeah.
chat, please.
That's what.
So where in the chat itself I had done that. Those who want, please say hi in the Q&A. I'll share there as well. I've shared that. Let's talk about some subplots. Okay.
Sir, can you please explain once again the regression?
Don't worry about regression here right now. Okay. So what I was talking about regression is, you know, if you see the graph here, right, in the screen, the initial x is very straight line, right? Because
Yes.
we have x and x same x values on x axis and same x values on y axis. That's why the graph is same. So this is your linear relationship, right? So sometimes it happens, like suppose we plot all the data on the graph, and uh, so there may be a chances like some data points are far away from the straight line, right? For example, some points are here. Okay, some points are here, right? If you see the pointer of my mouse, right? So some points are here, some points are here. So we cannot make that line flexible to reduce the error. Okay, in a normal way. Suppose if we want to make our model flexible, okay, then we can do some quadratic transformation, not a quadratic, but square transformation. For example, we'll square all the values and then again plot the graph. Then you can see some orange color, right? So it is a kind of smoothen graph, right, instead of straight. So maybe it will cover more data points which were far away from the straight line, and so that we can reduce the errors. So right now you'll not understand what errors I'm talking about, right, and how it is reducing and everything. But definitely once we start with the linear regression, you will understand what error means. Okay, how that straight line, or maybe once we do the square transformation, how it is helping us to reduce the errors, that you will understand in detail. Okay.
Okay, sir. That means if we are means some points are far in the linear equation, then we will change the degree of that equation, like
Exactly.
square. Okay.
That is called polynomial linear regression, if you have heard
Okay.
about this, right? But that is not good actually. Okay, that may lead, biased model, and that is not acceptable at all.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
sir, then how we will change? Means you're saying that this is a bias model. So, what
So
will be
like,
the
yeah, so there are some methods, statistical method, to identify biasness of the model. Even you can have some test data. For example, suppose I'm having 10 rows. Okay, in that, 8 rows of female only, and only 2 rows of a male. So definitely our model will incline towards female. Are you getting it? That is
yes?
completely biased model. So
Okay.
if we give some test data to that particular model, so whether I am passing male or female, my model will always give female. Getting it? Because
Okay.
this is biased. So this is one thing, one way to identify whether our model is biased or not. And other statistical methods are also there that we will learn during the sessions. Okay, to check
Okay.
the biasness.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Uh, then let's go ahead and talk about the subplot, right? Uh, so let's create x1. Okay. Right, and then execute it. You will see this. Just go ahead and do execute this. I'll explain this to you. Okay. So in this example, we create the 3 subplots. Okay, which with the different function. That is, first one is sine, second one is cos, and then third one is tan. Okay, we have used subplots function to create the figure with the 3 rows and 1 column. Okay, so you can see in this particular graph we are having only 1 column and the 3 rows, and that is what our figure is. We'll customize that. Okay, and then we are having that figure object that represent the entire image. Okay, so in this subplot function, this function actually returns the tuple. Okay, that contains 3 axes. Okay, which represent every sub plot. Okay, and here we can see x axis 1, axis 2, and axis 3, right? These 3 axes it is just giving us, and the entire figure object it is giving. Okay, then we have plotted the data here. Okay, and then we can have just set the title for every subplot. So just go ahead here, how many rows we want? 3 rows. And how many columns we want? Only one. So if you want, and just go ahead and change this, you will see some here, like so. Okay, let me just So if you see here, like guys, if I'm writing 2, then you can just check, just ignore about this particular error. Okay, you can see there are 2 columns. Can you see these 2 columns, guys? And how many rows? 3 rows, right? If you want 4 rows, just go ahead and write down 4 here. You will see the, okay, so here we have to give one more axis, that is ax4, and then you will find the 4 rows here. Okay, here are the 4 rows. So this is subplot, guys. Okay, let's keep here as 1. You can find the,
Amit, can you explain line by line, point by point?
yeah, I'll explain that. So here what is happening, we are importing the libraries, then here we are creating the data, right?
Yeah, right. It's okay. Then next, say.
Yeah, here we are creating the data. Now there is one function subplots of matplotlib. Okay, in that we are mentioning how many figures we are having, like how many subplots we'll be having. So subplots in the sense, like you can see 4 subplots. For example, I'm writing, we are having only 3, right? Let's make it 3. So 3 plots. Let me just remove this. Now you can see the, can you see the diagram? How many plots we are having? 1, 2 and 3.
3.
Sine, cosine and tangent plot, right? So that's why rows, you just think about rows. Okay, 1 row, 2 row and 3 row. So that's why the number of rows are 3. And how many columns are there? 1. So you can see 1 column here itself. Okay, that's why 1 is I have mentioned. So it will create how many figures, guys? 3 figures. And for every figure we will be having what? The axis. For first figure, the axis 1 will be there. For second figure, the axis 2 will be there. And for this one, the axis what? The third axis will be there. Okay, this is what the axis. Okay, this entire axis will be having. And then this figure object is the entire figure object. So these are the 3 subplots, and combined 3 subplots is our final figure. So this is what the subplot is giving us, the axis for subplot, and then figure for the entire figure. Getting this is okay. Now
Yes.
let's talk about each and every diagram. Okay, so for first diagram, which one is our axis? X1, right? Ax1. So let's plot that. Okay, let's plot on this particular axis x1, x comma y1. So here x will be there and y1 will be your y axis. And let's set the title for this x1. Okay, so what will be the title for x1? Sine. Can you see here sine? Okay, so
Yes.
same here for second figure, we'll be having this axis ax. This is an axis object, guys. Okay, so you can play with the x-axis and y-axis using x1, x2 and x3 for every figure. Okay, and at the end what we will be having? The show diagram.
Right. It means X1, X2 is like a depth system, depth point.
Yeah, so which will refer the image or that particular graph. Okay, suppose I want,
Okay.
suppose I don't have that axis, right? X1, x2 and x3, and I am having subplots. So if I want to give some, you know, title, some x-axis name, y-axis name to the second subplot, then how I'm going to refer the second graph, right? And that is why we are using what? X1, x2 and x3 to refer the diagram. Okay,
And it means there are 3 steps. First, need data. Then second, need to subplots, and then put data in every subplots.
exactly.
Okay.
I mean, please, can you copy this code in the chat?
Please scroll up.
Yeah, here, right?
Yes.
Let me, if you want, just I'm copying this. So Karthikeyan, you have to close that, then only it will be, you know, saved. just plt dot close. But from my side, I can see my graph.
Can you go up a bit?
Sir, scroll up, please, sir.
Yeah, this one.
Yes, sir.
Just let me know once you finish, guys.
Sir, please extend the date of assignment submission.
So just drop an email to Ajay. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, done.
sir, now also I have done this and saved the image, but while opening it shows an empty thing. So where I want to close, sir, for getting that image?
So you are not getting the output itself, or can you just
I-
check your graph it is correct
I-
or not?
I'm getting the output. I'm getting the graph. After saving, I'm unable to open and see that graph.
Yeah,
While
can you share
opening,
your
it shows
code
a
here?
blank image.
Can you share your code with me?
Share?
Yeah, code.
Yeah, sure.
Other, like, have you done with this subplot?
Yeah,
Yes.
subplot I have completed and I'll share the subplot code.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and try this one, or let it be. This you can just review at your home. Okay. Uh, Let me just go to the next. This is same code. This one code. Let me just address Karthikeya's. Can you share your code, please, Karthikeyan?
Yeah, I'm trying, sir, but I'm unable to share. Please, sir.
Yeah.
Even I was not able to see the graph, the downloaded one, the saved one.
Yeah. Can you just okay, let me check.
Sir, I am unable to share the code. I don't know how to share. It's not copying.
Okay.
Is it possible to
So
share my screen?
do one thing.
Ah,
Okay. Before show, you have
hmm,
to save it.
okay. I'll do that first.
You just try this one. Before show,
Yeah, now it's showing. Now I'm getting the image.
yeah,
Yes, thank you.
yeah, no problem. Because I have seen like we have written save fig after save right show, right? That's why that
Yes.
problem was there. So you have to write that before this show. Okay.
Amit, I can't see your screen. You said before show, we have to save it. Save it. How do you save it? I need to see. Is it the same way we saved the previous ones?
Yeah. Same. That is what we're talking. The previous only.
Um,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Okay. So let's have the scatter plot. Now you can give the heading. Can you see the notebook, guys? Yes.
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 Okay. So here A. Let's execute this. This is called scatter plot. Okay. This is important to check. Like while solving linear regression problem, we need the scatter plot, guys, very extensively. So try to
Sir,
understand.
please scroll up.
Yeah.
Uh, PLT plot AB and it's 0 O.
Oh.
Okay.
So
O
let
O
let
show
me
this
just
dot.
yeah let me just yeah, you can just check this and you will see the line, right? And if you see for example star, let's check. Okay, you can see the star here. Okay, if you see double this, then it will dotted.
This time you put color is equal to black.
Yeah, you can write the color name there. So there are various variations, guys. You can follow any one. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then next is we need to check with the histogram. Okay. So let us create the data. Can you create the data which is in normal form, guys? Do you know how to create it? You remember the NumPy function? You haven't practiced it right yet. You have to practice it, guys. Yeah, this is what the histogram is. You can see these all numbers which are normally distributed, and this is the graph. Histogram we have discussed in the last class itself, which shows the distribution of the data. Okay.
Sir, please scroll up.
Yeah. Just imagine this is one column in our data set, guys. Okay. Okay. So can you update color for this? You can see now the color of histogram is green.
Sir, please scroll up.
Yeah.
This quote, what is the amazing part? Every time data and graph change.
Yeah, yeah. We execute it, it will create the random numbers, right? You just check.
Also, very difficult to understand data.
Which one like these numbers?
No, data. Actually, graph. The number is random. It's very simple. But graph, how Matplot create this graph?
Yeah, that is not our, worry. That is completely, the part of that
Matplot
particular
headache.
library. Yeah, yeah. But you can understand this graph, right? How it has distributed the data. It's a normal distribution, guys. So you can see, like, if you just take the mean of these, entire data, that will be 0, right? And standard deviation is 1. Can you see the difference between like this 0 to 1? That is 1, right? So the difference is 1 and the mean is 0. Okay. And if we just, break down this image into two parts, then we will get the symmetric graph, guys. At both side will have the same, area. Such kind of, data is called the normal distribution. And most of the machine learning algorithm expects the data to be in the normal distribution, guys. Okay. So if we are dealing with the linear regression, then our responsibility, very first responsibility, is to check how our data is, whether it is linearly separable, the first thing. Second thing, whether our data is normally distributed or not. Okay. So we'll check how to check whether data is normally distributed or not by just plotting the graph. Okay, which graph? Histogram. And can you see like how many columns I have used, guys, here to plot this graph? How many variables I have used? Yes,
There are
10,
only one
10.
only one, right? Only one. You can see only one. I
data.
don't have X and Y, right? I have only X. So that's why it is called univariate analysis. So under univariate analysis, we'll be exploring histogram, guys. So you might have seen this histogram in most of the blood examination reports, right? Have you seen these kind of graphs there in that particular report that shows how your, different types of cells present in your blood sample?
So this histogram is also present in the Google form also, na? When we show how many students have attempted. If we
Yeah,
are,
exactly. That shows the frequency, right? How many
yes,
times a particular student appeared for the exam, for example, right? that
yes.
that is what the frequency. So on y-axis there will be an frequency, on x-axis there will be an data.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Got it.
so this is the histogram, guys. Now let's talk about the bar graph. Let's create one two list, for example. Okay, so let's say create the values 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Only 4 we are having. And then let's give plt dot bar in this data 2 comma data 3. Okay, and then plt dot show. You will see this particular graph. Can you see this bar graph? Now data
Yes.
does not make sense, like, we have given the random data, that's why the graph is like this. So let me just you can try this. Okay, let me create one more bar graph out of it. Instead of this data 3, I can give range of length of data 2, for example. And now you can see the graph. Same graph is there. Okay. And we control X. Let's have this here. And now you can see this graph. Just change the order. On x-axis what is there, on y-axis what is there. Okay, and you can see the graph here. This is bar graph, guys. You can add legend and other x label, y label there. We learn that, right? And you can decorate your graph.
So please scroll up.
Yeah. Bus, that is okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir, how to plot this bar graph from an Excel file?
So, like you have to import that Excel using data frame. Okay, you know like how to use the that in pandas, right? So you can read that, and then maybe we can select a column, and then we can have this particular graph. So so definitely we'll be seeing that during our next coming lectures. Okay, we'll be having the data in CSV and XLS only. You can check there. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Amit, why have you put point after the values?
That indicates the numerical values. Sorry, floating point values. That means decimal.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That we have seen in NumPy, right?
Okay.
That means it's like 5.0,
Yeah.
25.0 in this way.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
Amit, if you want two graphs in a same page, like we have plt plot dot bar, we
Mhm.
can put again in next line plot dot hist in same thing
No, 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 no. How this will look like?
different.
Yeah, it's very weird, right?
Okay, in one graph, two graph, visible two graph.
Yeah, yeah. We can have subplots there, and you can plot there, right?
Okay,
Yeah, but we can't have that histogram and bar chart together in the same graph. Okay. Yeah, this can be an horizontal as well. You have to change here, instead of bar, you have to write BARH, and you will see the horizontal graph. Here you have to add H. Okay. Then it will be an horizontal graph. Okay, let's have some stacked bar chart. Okay, so we can draw the stacked bar chart by using uh this particular matplotlib function. Let's say, suppose I am having data. mm, Let us go ahead and do it here, and you will see this is stacked one. Okay, so here you can see A and B, right? The A and B value. So here, suppose I am writing B, then you can see this one. Suppose I'm writing A here, you can see the data. So this is just, you know, at bottom what data we should represent. Okay, that's it.
what is Z2 variant? Variable, sorry.
It's a variable. Okay, so here you can have anything, right? So here in first graph we are plotting Z2 versus A, right? This is the range, means what? How many values we are having? 4 values. So let's create 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that will be on your x-axis here. Okay, and then A will be on your y-axis. So can you see a blue graph here? Okay,
Hmm.
so So in blue graph, you can see at bottom side we'll be considering A. Okay. So for this, like this will be the graph which will plot at the bottom side because A is in the first graph, right? So Z will be your y-axis and this A will be your this one x-axis. Oh, sorry, the reverse. Z2 will be your x-axis and A will be your y-axis in this way, and it will be there in the diagram. Okay, and then we are having the second one that is at bottom. Okay, so next one is interesting graph, that is
Sir,
pie
wait.
chart.
Sir, wait.
Okay,
Yeah, you're too fast.
yeah, I'm going too fast because this will be there in every lecture, guys, onwards, the plotting. We supposed to start here statistics or SQL, but we are lagging, guys. Okay, you're done.
Yes, sir.
Let me check the chat. Okay, let's talk about pie chart now. So here, this is the list. We are deciding the figure size, guys. Here, let's say 4 by 4. You can see the figure size here. Okay, this is the list. These are the labels. We are using pi and we are using this as a x, and then what will be the labels we are going to give. Okay, so it will convert it into percentage, and then it will just decide the area.
Amit,
Plot dot figure is a
the color will decide by the system
The
only,
pie
right?
chart, yeah, the thing only.
So can we define our own color?
Yeah, we can define that. We'll see
Okay.
that. In Seaborn, we are actually having that facility, not in Matplotlib.
okay, plot dot figure size is a code, mean code.
Where? Just a
Mm,
second, guys. Just a
Top.
second.
Okay.
And Amit, one more thing. So can we display the percentage as well? Because here it is only the name of that name is showing. Along with, can we display the percentage? How much percentage for computer? How much percentage for electronics? Kind of thing. Can we display that value?
I think Amit is not here.
Hello.
Amit is not here.
Okay. Okay.
Need to wait.
Yeah, sorry guys, like there was someone on my door. So yeah, anyone is saying something like,
Yeah.
can
I'm
you
just
just repeat
asking.
again?
The label you are showing the computer chemical and all. Along with, we can display the value also, right? That percentage value.
Yeah,
In
we can decorate it. No worries.
So we should be like level 1, level 2 kind of thing. How we will show that value along with the label?
Yeah, there is like Seaborn library. Have you heard about the Seaborn?
No. I worked on other technology like other analytics technology, multiple technology I worked, but that is like front end kind of thing. So
Yeah. So see, anyway, like we can decorate these particular pie chart. Okay, so how much region, for example, a particular computer, for example, category, contains, like what percentage the data is there, right? So we can have that. Even we can have some 3D visualization, okay, using pie chart. Like we can cut that particular portion and keep it aside, right, to just show how much percentage that particular data is there. So we can do that. Okay, the decoration part, definitely we can do that. So let me just bring one example here for you. This is like the basic thing we are checking, because this is the first lecture, right, for us to do. So now if you just see, can you see the diagram here now? This is what we are talking, right?
yes.
Yeah. So if you see here, like we are having same thing here, okay, and um here can you see auto packed parameter? This is what the parameter actually, which decides the we can say, the gap between two the section, okay. uh, and maybe let me just see the angle. It's a 90-degree angle. Yeah, so it will just, and then so it will just, this particular parameter sets, you know um the start angle, like from where we need to start, okay, at what angle we should start, and then it will just check these particular values, okay, and then it will just automatically calculate the percentage of every value. Like if we are having 4 values, then how much that particular value occupies the particular region, okay, and according to that it will just display the percentage. There is other method also in Seaborn, guys. We can actually specify, we can actually convert this particular pie chart into 3D plot. That is also possible using
Yeah.
Seaborn library.
Yeah. So in analytics sites, so along with the percentage, we are displaying like the legend and all kind of thing. Like okay, these are the value like apple, pears or whatever. Like on the x-axis, we have this kind of thing. Below, we are displaying the description also as well. So
Yeah.
can you share me if you have, you can upload that entire document so that we can practice something.
Yeah, we can, like we can add the legend as well. So let
Yeah.
me bring that to you. So see, Matplotlib is very, basic library, guys. If you want to have more insights, right? If you want to make it more interactive, then we need to explore that Seaborn library. Okay, that is
Yeah.
very simple and very interactive library. So, so this is what you're talking about, right?
Correct. Correct. Yeah. This looks good actually. So kind of thing I
Yeah.
will. So
So see, definitely like visualization is very front area, right? Where we can understand the data, right? And um, from here itself, a customer gets happy, right? And maybe understand what we are solving, what we did, and everything. So
yeah.
definitely this particular thing should be as much as interactive, right? And we should make it actually as much as interactive. So we can use the advanced library to do that, but for basic visualization I think Matplotlib is good. But yeah, you can try this one as well. So you can see here I have added some, you know uh, features, or we can say the parameters, where you can see what we need in this particular legend, right? And this is all like the sizes, box sizes, what box sizes we need. Okay, and this is what the uh, we can say the pie chart settings we have done. So let me make it more interactive. uh, there are a number of parameters. Let us check if we can make it more attractive using Matplotlib.
I mean, do you have a document all these functions and all things how we are plotting? Like you're doing one by one. So if you have a full
So
document, can you please upload so that
yeah, document in the sense like whatever I'm having, I'll upload that. No worries. It's not working. Let me check what it wants. Okay.
because it's very difficult to understand, quickly like how the functions are work and all. We need to do some practice, right? Function.
Yep. Yeah, practice in the sense we don't have to every time go ahead and check this, because this is like very
No, no,
critical. There
yeah,
are
I'm
multiple
asking about it.
parameters, right?
I'm asking about that percentage, how the percentage is calculating, what percentage by percentage F kind of thing. So that
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that. This particular function will do, but you should understand like what are the different configuration this particular function is having, right? So that we can choose it properly. Uh, okay, so I think 3D does not support to this particular, or maybe this Jupyter notebook is not supporting 3D. Uh, let me just go up. Can you please mute those who joined with two devices, guys? Mute yourself, please. Monica, please. Mm, okay, we can add explode, I think, to just check with the heights and all, but yeah, let us. Can you see now this? So we need to write some code, guys. Here you can see, but it's not much necessary, right, to do all this decoration. If we know this is what the 12% is, what 18.8%, that is also okay, right? But to do all these things, we need extra efforts like this. This is hard like written code, right? It's not an inbuilt one. Okay. So what I suggest instead of this is, I think, better one. So exploit, you can see here, like, can you see this gap, guys? This gap is decided by this particular explode. Okay. Let us plot something which is simple. I'm just giving you some examples. These all are there. Now this is good, right? You can see the Apple one. Let me add, for example, here 5. Now you can see the difference. Can you see this? How it is separated from this circle, right? This is what the thing exploit. Okay. 0.2 is okay. You can see this area is reduced. So you can try this one. Okay. I hope this is fine now.
Previous code, please. Previous code.
Here is us.
Yeah. Okay. The next is very, very important. This one, that is box plot. Have you heard about the box plot, guys? This one.
Yes.
Previous were not completed, sir.
It's to blend the median
No,
and
sir.
quartiles.
Okay,
Amit,
so
please can you paste that previous code in the chat?
yeah, I will be sharing this file. Don't try right now.
All right.
This
All
is
right.
kind of advanced. You can try this later. Okay.
All right.
But this will take time. Okay. So let's go ahead and explore this box plot. Okay. So have you heard about descriptive statistics at least?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
This is the blend, the outlier, the median, and
yeah, so you remember one function we have seen, describe function in pandas library, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
It's,
what it
it's
gives?
the blend. It give us the mean, the static description for the data.
Right. So here the box plot is also giving same thing, guys. You can
Wow.
see this. Can you see the lower horizontal line? This is the minimum
Yeah.
value. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you go up? This is the
Maximum
value. Okay. Can you see the orange line, guys? This is median.
The median, yeah.
Yeah, this is median. Okay. And here you can see, starting from this horizontal line. Can you mute yourself, please? Yeah. Thank you. So starting from this horizontal line to the lower edge of this rectangle, these are first quartile, guys. Okay. Starting from this, the lower edge of this particular box and the orange line, this is what our second quartile. Starting from this orange line to the upper edge of this box is your the next quartile, and from this to this particular box is our last quartile, fourth quartile. Okay, that means first quartile means what? 0 to 25% of your data. The second quartile means what? 25 to 50% of your data. Then 50 to 75% of your data, and 75% to the 100% of your data. Okay, this is what the quartile ranges, guys. Okay, So this represent our entire data, okay, which is in scope. If our data points are here below this horizontal line, both horizontal line, okay, can you see the lower horizontal line and upper horizontal line? The data points which are lower to the lower horizontal line and upper to the upper horizontal line are called outliers. What do you mean by outlier, guys? Then can anyone tell me what is outlier? Do you know outlier? So let me give a simple example. Okay, suppose I am having a student, okay, for example 20 students, and the average age of that student, the students are 15 years, 15 years. Okay, I'm teaching those students. Now suppose by mistake, suppose instead of 15 I have entered 50, then what will happen, guys? This 50 is in the scope? No, right? That is out of scope because the average age of my classroom is 15 years, 15 years. But by mistakenly 50-year age student will appear in my record. That is not a proper sign, and this is called outlier, guys, which is far away from the mean. Are you agree with this? Which is far away from mean. For example, I'm having the salary of employee column, okay, and in that most of the employees are having 1 lakh around salaries per month, okay. But in case of some CEOs, CTOs, MD, or maybe the owners of, or maybe the person who is uh, at manager level, right, or maybe the senior level, will have some more salary than the average one. Are you agree with this? CEO will have some salary in CR, for example. Getting it? That particular entry is outlier, which is far away from the mean. So outlier is basically the data points which are far away from the mean is called outlier. Understood, guys?
That points is different from other data sets.
Exactly, the point which is different from the other data point. The point is odd from the other points, right?
Ah,
And
different.
that
Yes.
that points are if how we're going to understand, how we're going to come to know, like my column is having outlier, so we can plot a box plot there, and the points which are below this horizontal line and the points which are up to this particular horizontal line
It's
are called
called outliers.
what? Outliers. Understood?
Yeah.
This
Yes.
is very important graph, guys. Are you agree with this graph? Like very important
Yes.
graph it is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can have this, box plot of continuous data also, categorical data also, okay, that we will see while doing exploratory data analysis. So go ahead and plot this box plot. Are you getting the box plot, guys? Okay, So next is let's add some grid in the graph. For example, like this. Okay, and you can see some grid. Can you see the grid here now?
Yes.
Okay, if you see some dots, okay, here circle, these are the outliers. Okay. So, okay, heat map is remaining, I think. Let us create the heat map. So, you see, this is the heat map. Generally, this heat map is used to represent the correlation between different variables. But right now, we don't have any variable to show. So let's just give this. Okay.
Can you scroll up a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, there are heat map is equal to x dot im show data. Im show
Image show. We are showing, this particular image here. Okay. This heat map. Okay, we need to write this. Actually, we don't require this, but we don't have any, what we can say, the correlation values. We don't have any, column or different columns to show. So for that, we will be using this particular function. But once we'll have, the proper CSV file and we have some columns, then we can directly use heat map in bracket directly the correlation function that will generate the heat map. So for now, you can, this is a synthetic data we are using. So you can use this one.
next one is color bar. Can you explain how
Yeah,
you
this is the color bar. If you see here, okay, this represents the range of the data. If that color is dark, too much dark in blue side, then that will be 0. If it is towards yellow, then that will be, towards 1. It's getting faint, you know. This is one, color palette, we can say. A group of colors is called palette, right? That is similar kind of colors, maybe. So we are having different palettes. You can check. We can represent this one. Don't bother much about this code. Okay, I'll
no
have
there are
very
one thing
simple.
was x is equal to x. What meaning there here?
Where, okay, here, right? So you remember like subplot is giving us the axis for the graph,
No,
right?
there are in color bar. Heat map
Yeah,
in X is equal to
is
X.
what I that here, right?
Correct.
So here you can see our subplot is generating one what this axis, right? So this axis is nothing but what it represents the axis of this particular graph. Okay, and the heat map is like around this particular axis. We are having two diagram here. Can you see in the chart diagram? This is one diagram and this is another diagram. Okay, so in which region we should generate the heat map? Okay, that's why we need to give the axis there. You remember like we had 3 rows, 1 column. So if I
Yes.
just want to edit the third row, then I will use AX3. So same here, if I want to refer this particular region, then what should I write? So that is our axis object. Okay,
Okay.
and that's why in this region plot the heat map like this. And the another one will be your color graph bar.
So please share the pie chart code, sir.
Yeah, I'll share this Python book notebook with you, and then you can practice it. Okay, so we'll see some more functions tomorrow, and then we'll start with the SQL guys. Okay.
So this all about machine learning. We
No,
just
we
finished here.
haven't started machine learning yet. These all are the libraries needed for machine learning. Okay, we are learning that first.
Yeah, okay.
Amit, can you upload that file in chat?
Yeah. Okay. Chat. Sure. I uploaded that. Just check. Even I have uploaded on portal as well. Just check once.
Okay. Now for a assignment.
Yeah. What is the doubt you're having? Can you just
Okay. I have
clear
just 3 doubts.
that?
Yeah. In Q&A.
Yeah. These two questions you are having, you want an answer from my side?
Yes, because it's a little bit difficult to understand.
So what
First
is
one
that?
of
Two arrays create a 2D NumPy array where the ith row is the product of ith and v, right?
yeah.
So here, let me just give the solution to this. Very simple. You need to iterate from first value of that array, okay, and then maybe multiply it with the second array and store the result in the variable in this way. So let me just give that in this. Can you see the code here in this? Okay, here these are the two arrays, right? and we are taking first element of first array, multiply it with the first element of the second array. Okay, and we are iterating this process in till the element A will finish. Okay, this is what you want, I believe.
Okay, NP array. Let me. Can you share also in Q&A?
Yeah, sure.
It can save our time.
Yes, sure. Pankaj, the second question is, what
There
is
are
your
three.
second question?
There are three questions.
Three questions, okay. Given a numpy array, shape I, fi, and scalar value A and B from each element in the diagonal array. What is the, okay, subtract the scalar value from each element in the diagonal array, right?
Right.
Yeah, so we have this A dot diagonal minus any
I
value,
just
right?
create. Yeah.
Any
I just
scalar
create
value.
a random array, then
Yeah.
subtract to.
Yeah. So very simple it is again. Uh, Let me just go that way and paste it here. Can you see this?
Yes.
I'm having random array, one scalar value, and just subtract it from the diagonal element. You know,
Right.
right? Diagonal will give us the diagonal element only, and that will fill the diagonal itself. So whatever the result will be having, right? That will be there in the diagonal element. Subtract B from the diagonal element of A.
Subtract B or mean. Mean. Let's just subtract the main of the array, each element in array.
Subtract what? Mean. Okay.
Yes.
You want that. Okay. Got it. Got it. I have just selected any B. So you can calculate the mean as well, and then you can use that logic. But let me just check with this. You can calculate. Yeah,
It's mean or main. Subtract the main of the array.
main of the array. Create an numpy array shape is this with a random value. Subtract the mean of the array from each element in the array, right? From each element in the array. This is the array. Subtract the mean from each element of the array. That's it. Let me
Okay.
just give it here.
It was right.
Yeah, Deepak.
The last one.
Yeah, you are right, Deepak.